Hey guys, do you know why Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary of US, is becoming more and more popular and loved by people these days? It's because of people like her. She is a representative, and in a recent hearing, she tries to corner and tries to show charts and numbers in a specific period of time while trying to show that Trump administration, whatever they are doing is bad. And he calls her out. You gotta watch this one.
Now, we know that at the time of President Trump's inauguration, unemployment was at less than 4%. Inflation was below 3%. And the numbers that have been put out about where inflation is now has not really changed month to month. When we look at CPI, the Bureau of Labor statistics, those numbers have not changed significantly from the downward trajectory that happened from 2020. We have continually gone down in inflation. Economic growth at the time of inauguration was at 2.8% in real terms. And that was, according to World Analysis, one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The bottom 20% of workers saw the largest real wage gains during the Biden administration. We're going to give Jacket's jacket here in this committee.
First of all, we didn't even know how many of those statistics was fake, because it was recently revealed that some of the statistics provided by the Biden administration wasn't exactly what actually happened. Or it wasn't like exactly false, but sometimes numbers were exaggerated, which almost every administration do. You gotta admit that. But it's kind of hard to admit then, if you're lying about the things that you do.
Additionally, we have seen since January 20th that the stock market overall has gone down 1.3%, and gas has gone up.
Ma'am, that's incorrect.
Excuse me. Let me get something straight with you first here. I've seen you interrupt everyone. When you come to someone's house, you respect their rules. And in this house, we don't interrupt individuals. And you're not going to interrupt my time. I'm going to give you time to respond. You may want to jot down some notes about things that you don't agree with me on so that you can respond to them at that time. But while I'm speaking, as the person holding this time, you will refrain from speaking, sir, until I am done, and then I will give you time to speak, okay?
Look forward to the facts.
Thank you. I'll look forward to your response, whether they're factual or incorrect either.
She seems too much defensive. Like, the moment he just they said one line of these things are false. The moment she got called out, you instantly got defensive. Oh, you don't speak when I'm speaking because I'm the one who's speaking right now. I mean, not every representative talks like her, there's something going on. You gotta watch what happens next, though.
Now, one of the things that I noticed that our present president has said that he was going to do was going to bring down the cost of living. But as we all know, costs have not gone down. Whether they have remained stagnant at the amount that they were at the time of the inauguration or before, or they have gone up, real costs have not gone down for the American individuals. I know that my colleagues want to talk about in this bill what is happening in terms of their support for the American worker. There's a discussion I hear from several colleagues that if this legislation is not passed, it will then trigger the largest tax hike. That's because you made the largest tax cut in 2017 with this bill. And it's not to say that we cannot negotiate, as Congress has used to do, something in between there. It does not have to be this bill. It could, in fact, be something in between there. But that's not what we're doing here in this Congress at this time. Additionally, we have seen that, there's discussion about overtime taxes, the credit that's going. We know that only 12% of hourly workers receive overtime. And then the discussion about tips, which is only going to affect 2.5% of American workers, and only 40% of tip earners actually file federal taxes.
What does she mean by only 40%? I don't get it. Only 40% of people are going, only the people who have cancer, Trump administration have brought this cure which could finally save people who have cancer, but only 40% of them. So let's not care about that. Well, it's only 40%, right? What is the type of argument she's making? Only 40% of people who pay taxes are going to receive the benefits, so let's not even care about it. What? Doesn't make any sense. Not single sense at all. I mean, I don't even know if that what is, I don't know if that is correct grammar, but she doesn't make any sense.
So we are not going to affect everyone that we need to affect. Unfortunately, everyday Americans, the outcome of the supposedly strategic legislation that we have here is very predictable. We're watching the cost of bread, bacon, butter rise, egg prices continuing to go up, and the rising cost is not going to happen. One individual who I follow, James Serwicki, a classmate of mine actually from prep school who was at Yale, discusses that there's no acceleration of economic growth in this legislation because there's not being meaningful cutting of tax rates.
What does she mean by that again? There's so many people, companies investing billions, and I guess Trump just did this Middle East tour where he got like $1 trillion of investment in US over the next few decades. So I think that is what economic growth is, where you have a lot of investments coming, and then stock markets, Scott Bessent is going to talk about that. Well, you got to see what he has to say now.
We are going to be reducing spending, that's correct, but there are intended consequences to that as well. Additionally, let's talk about DOGE. 2 trillion, 1 trillion, 150 billion. Those were what we said the savings were going to be. I'm concerned that with this legislation as well, we are not going to see the real numbers.
Oh my God, did she really just make that argument? First they say they're opposed to Dodge cuts. They don't want Dodge at all. They're protesting Dodge. They're going into the government building and trying to, burning papers before Dodge team comes there to investigate. And then they're protesting Dodge all the way through, not allowing them to do what they want to do so that they could cut the wasteful spending. But the moment Dodge isn't able to do what they were intended to do as much, because they did cut some funding, wasteful spending, and they did brought the budget down to some extent, and they did get, I guess, several $1 billion of wasteful spending. And they found out that this was bad, and I guess in a recent bill that was passed in the Congress, they did cut that spending. They did approved of that Dodge cuts, and I guess the US aid funding and all these different things that Dodge found out, they were all opposed to that. Democrats were all opposed to that, and now they're like, well, you didn't found out as much as you said you will. What do you want? Either you are for Dodge and you want people to you want them to cut as much wasteful spending as they can, or you are not for them and you oppose them, and you did oppose them, and you did protest to oppose them, and all of these Democrats showed that they are not with Dodge cut, and now they are like, you didn't do what you said you will do. What? You guys see what I'm saying, right? Am I really dumb to believe that like they're like flip-flopping in like 2 months, and like I don't know why it's like so stupid, right? Like, why would you even say that? You were the one who was against Dodge. Come on.
The numbers that are put out are not going to be, in fact, the real ones. Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Mr. Moran.
Hello, this is where
Chairman,
Scott
thank you,
Bessent skips.
Secretary, for being here today. You didn't get a chance to respond to Ms. Plaskett, so I'm going to give you a chance to respond, Secretary Bessent. Where did she go wrong in her statement?
Well, first of all, I would fire the staffer who did that chart because it stopped in February 2025, and prices are down substantially since then. But that's an inconvenient truth. Secondly, the S&P, if the Congresswoman would care to check Bloomberg, the stock market, as judged by the S&P, which is the most widely held index by American 401ks, is up on the year. Up.
It is up month by
And,
month. but-
No.
Excuse me, ma'am, it's my time.
And we don't interrupt. Excuse me, we don't interrupt is what I was learned.
He got back to her. This is good. This is good. And if you guys don't understand it, I gotta show you this one thing. I watched this one before, and I did found this out. Let me just show you guys. Oh, you can see it, okay? If you can see here, you see that this is when Trump took office at January 20th. This is what happened under Biden, okay? This is 2024. This is a time when you think, and then not even like January, 20th of January is when he took office. And after that, you can see the overall inflation have gone down till April, and then it just went up like 0.1% up. And this is also May. We are in right now, what? It's 27th of June, at least where I live. I'm not from US, if you guys don't know. I just really love US politics, and I'm very open to, people criticize me. Okay, you don't like me, it's okay. I still like US politics. I'm still going to talk about it. And as you can see, like, it's literally 0.1% up, and it went down from 3%. Oh, isn't this good? Like, how do you measure like of the prices of things going down? You say the inflation is going down, right? Inflation is literally what it means. So I think this is good, and she was lying, and we gotta watch this, what he has to say after this.
Since January 1st, it is my business for 40 years to know what the stock market does, and it is up on the year. So
Thank you for that clarification, Secretary. I want to go back and look.
Boom. I like how he didn't try to disrespect her. He only tries to say that after she tried to interrupt when he's talking. And he was like, well, we don't do that like that because you made the rule. You said we don't interrupt. I didn't interrupt after that for a single moment. And I think she was trying to, as you can see, let me just show you back again. The data that was behind her, you look at this, if you can see my mouse cursor, this is like just February. Like, he got in the office in January 20th, like just early in February. And she just shows this data, like, oh, just until February. Well, that's when he actually started working. To be honest, I just feel sad for Democrats, because when they don't see problems with the administration, they try to make it up. They try to cherry pick stuff just to find something that they could criticize, which is really, really sad. What do you think about the video? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care, everyone, and bye-bye.